Hello, property nomads. Hope you're doing well. So, surprise, surprise, we have even more issues with councils at the moment, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Before going into today's video, please do subscribe to the channel and recommend the channel to as many people as you can on your social medias and so forth. We're noticing a massive difference in the amount of people subscribing, and that's all thanks to you taking action. So please do subscribe if you haven't already done so. Give us a like and subscribe. Leave as many comments as you can below and tell as many people as you can about the channel. It's really making a big difference. So councils, surprise, surprise, you know from watching videos that I'm not a fan of them and the way that they're operated. And yes, latest report coming out saying that English councils need 4 billion, yes, billion, to prevent widespread bankruptcy. And that's coming from Westminster itself. So I'm not sure where exactly you're going to find 4 billion from. It's not exactly the sort of cash you find down the back of a sofa. But this comes down to complete mismanagement of finances. Now, we've done videos before where we've gone into how and why this might have happened. Councils looking at commercial property, and that's not gone too well. And not having a business head on them, this does happen. Now, we do read the comments, and we love all sorts of comments, people agreeing with the videos and not agreeing with the videos, and that's absolutely great. Yes, the government might have said to the councils, or sorry, I say might have said, they did say to the councils that they should look at alternative ways of raising funds, absolutely. And that was through looking in and around the property sector, absolutely, that is true. Then how the councils have then gone about doing that, maybe they're not working with the right people, or they've just jumped in without looking, and they're using all these potential pension funds, etc., and it's now come back to bite them in the ass. It's like, if you make a bad investment or I make a bad investment, you know, we should not be in a situation where we're consistently blaming other people. You have to look at yourself first, hold your hands up and go, actually, hang on a minute, that is on me. So yes, the government probably edged the councils into, you know, suggesting you go and do X, Y, and Z, but then you also have to take responsibility when X, Y, and Z doesn't work. This article, I will screen share it actually as we're here. So it's from The Guardian. Link will be in the show notes. Hopefully you can see that. So yeah, English councils need 4 billion to prevent widespread bankruptcy, according to MPs. And the other scary thing, reading down, is apparently English councils are planning to increase council tax bills by 2 billion from April. Again, we've done videos of this before, where some councils are going to be upping it by the maximum level they can under law, which is, I believe, 4.99% or 5% if you round it up. But a lot of councils, and funnily enough, the cash-strapped ones, have applied to government to say, hang on a minute, no, sorry, we're going to need to up this even more. Yes, 10% please. Who loses out at the end of the day? It's you. Because your council tax is then being used to go into the funds of councils who clearly are not able to manage things properly. So it doesn't seem to be lessons learned here, because councils either get a set of cash from the government, mismanage them, and then pass those bills on to you in forms of taxes, or council gets a bunch of cash from the government, or a bunch of cash is printed from the Bank of England, or whatever it might be. Council mismanages that, and then you get a reduction in services, and you get all these potholes or whatever it is coming around. Oh, and then at the same time, all these councils are then being so almost anti-consumer that they're shooting themselves in the foot, because they're being so anti-motorist, some of them, that stops people from visiting places, and then it stops people from contributing to the local economy. You're in this death cycle of councils, and it's not good. And we go back to the the solution where people look at things and go, oh yeah, no, tax. We must tax everyone. Everyone else is full. They're going to get paid. They're going to get taxed, and yeah, we'll sit and misallocate those funds again. Just get rid of council tax. That would be very, very nice. So yeah, and the article goes on to say there's an out of control financial crisis in local councils across England. Yep, councils are hit by double harm of increased demands for services while experiencing a significant hit to their real-term spending power in recent years. End quote. Well, yeah, I obviously I don't have the information of how much every single council spends on everything, but I would say ways to possibly become more efficient as a council is streamline your staff to start off with, pay yourself a bit less, maybe. I think it was the CEO of Brighton and Hove Council. I think their salary is about £180,000. Now, I'm not saying it's not an important job or whatnot, but maybe you might want to look at that level of income. So can you get rid of staff? Can you be more efficient in terms of that side of things? Can you reduce your expenses? By the way, when you're looking at allocating government funds for something, maybe it's a rail project or whatever it is, do you really need to go and spend millions and millions and millions on all these reports and consultancies? You probably don't have to do that. Or if you have to do that, then we should have a system where you shouldn't have to do that, because it's just playing into the consultancy people's pockets. And again, it's a misallocation of funds that the councils just don't have. So can you streamline your council? Can you just become more efficient and effective across the board? Also, can you actually just get away with all these consultancy fees, etc.? Oh, by the way, also, if you decide to actually approve planning for things, you might find there'll be more people contributing to tax bills through infrastructure levies, seals, Section 106s, whatever it might be, and then have more houses in your constituency. Oh, by the way, that's going to lead to more council tax, which should lead to more revenue. Stop just hiking everything on to the regular people, because it's just not right. So yes, that's what's going on. And going back to, because I'm aware I'm on screen share, going back to what the report identifies, it identifies three main pressures. Adult and children's social care, which apparently is consuming 70 pence of every £1 of top tier council spending. A 3.6 billion deficit incurred by an explosion in plans catering for pupils, special educational needs and disabilities. I'm sure all these lockdowns wouldn't have helped people's cognitive abilities a few years ago. And a rising effect of homelessness, which has left councils struggling to source expensive temporary housing. Well, again, that wouldn't be such an issue if councils actually allowed housing to be built. Then you would be increasing the supply in the market. Yes, demand would probably always be higher than supply just because of generic economics. But again, if the same councils actually enabled homes to be built, then when you get all these needs that come about of people that unfortunately do become homeless, then you might find it easier to house rather than having to take out all these expensive contracts. That being said, if you're a landlord and you're at the receiving end of one of those expensive contracts, then you're definitely quids in. So again, this is where the capitalist part, you've got to look at these opportunities 100% moving forward. So yeah, councils are in a big, massive black hole. They're going to be for a while, and guess who's going to pay for it? Going to be you. So good luck with that. Enjoy. The link for that article is going to be in the YouTube description. Apologies, we've not been very great at that, but we're starting to get better. And again, that's because of your feedback. Please do go and subscribe to the channel as well, and enjoy paying your increased council tax. Hasta luego.